Hi everyone, this is All Things Lymph, and I had a little bit of information for you about the glutathione supplements that I have been taking for long haul COVID, and I think I started around the 6th or 7th week. It's on the treatment plan, which I will put that treatment plan in the description box like I do for all the videos, so you can look at that again and see what the entire treatment plan is that I've been doing for long haul COVID. And I just wanted to give you guys some articles. There was 2 of them that I found that were really good. This one here is Susie Cohen, and she is a pharmacist evidently. And she actually wrote a book about glutathione and how different medications affects your glutathione in your body. So if you recall from my other videos, I talked a little bit about glutathione and how that is produced naturally in your body by your liver. But if your liver is blocked or you're taking medications that affect the glutathione, there are some medications that block the glutathione, or it blocks the production of it. But also, like we've been talking about on my other videos, for long haul COVID, your liver can be congested from that as well. So we talked about the spiked proteins and how those are blocking up our lymph system and our cardiovascular system. And really with the long haul COVID, that's what we're fighting against. We're trying to rid ourselves of those proteins, and so that we can feel better, because essentially we are in a chronically inflamed state, our immune system is, and so it's having a really hard time getting all of that out, and we need to clean our lymph system out, and that's what I've been doing for the past couple months. So you can look at my other videos, which goes into more in depth in that, but again, my treatment plan will be posted in the description box of this video, as it is in the other videos. So let's get started on the glutathione. This article, I will also put links for this in the treatment plan, but I will also put the links for this in the description box so you can just go right to them, because I don't want to read through the entire article to take up too much of your time. I just want to make sure that you guys know what they are and are able to read them yourself. They don't take very long to go through, but she goes into in a little bit more in depth in the glutathione and what it actually is doing for your cells and for your body. But it is considered to be an all-over master antioxidant. And if your liver is having a hard time producing it, or like I say, with long haul COVID, if you've got the proteins in there, it may not be producing that much glutathione. Your liver could have had, even before COVID, could have had some problems producing the glutathione, depending on what your background is, depending on what medicines you're taking. The interesting thing that I found that I definitely wanted to make sure people knew was that the glutathione in people who are exercising a lot, who are athletes, their glutathione from too much exercise can actually be depleted, and so you may have low glutathione because you exercise too much. So that's something to note, because some of the long haulers were athletes before they had long haul COVID, and that was something that I found kind of striking, because I figure, if you're exercising a lot, you shouldn't have, likely your immune system should be pretty good, and you should not get long haul COVID. But what I found through these 2 articles is that with the glutathione, if you're exercising too much, then the glutathione in your body can go down, and you may not even know it. Athletes aren't going to know that, because they're eating pretty well, pretty healthy, and they're exercising. So that may be a reason why, contributing factor for the athletes that have long haul COVID, as to why they have it, in part because they don't have enough glutathione to help the immune system work efficiently. Because as you know, the liver is one of the organs. It's part of your immune system and part of your lymph system. So with it being a master oxidant or a master antioxidant, you need that to get out all of the junk from the long haul COVID. So one of the things that I found was interesting that she talked about here at the beginning was that they found a way to stabilize and protect glutathione such that it's available in some high quality dietary supplements sold nationwide at health food stores. It reduces oxidative stress from toxins, heavy metals, pathogens, and hepatotoxic medications. So it may even help with skin conditions such as psoriasis, and it helps support liver problems. Most notably, alcohol-related liver injuries and non-alcoholic fatty liver may respond to glutathione. Special forms like the acetylated forms of glutathione, which is the SAG glutathione, are known to penetrate the brain directly by going past the blood-brain barrier and can positively impact your neurological conditions, especially Parkinson's disease. So sometimes SAG is used in autoimmune diseases that have a neurological component involved. Simply put, SAG or the SAG glutathione cleans the brain, and regular supplements of glutathione can clean the body out. So I found that to be really interesting because I've had great success with the glutathione. And when I first started taking it, just in the first week, in the first probably 3 or 4 days actually, I felt that the glutathione was helping me to clean out those areas that I had talked about in previous videos where my lymph system was clogged up. And on that left side of my body, my left side, my neck, my shoulder, my scapula area on my back, and where I had all of that fluid. And it actually seemed like, it almost feels like salve, like you put salve on those areas inside your body, and it's just drying it up and cleaning it up. So I could definitely feel additional improvement in my health from taking the glutathione once I did start taking it. My only regret is I did not start taking it from the get-go. I wish I would have added it on and known about it when I had first started my treatment plan, because I would have taken it right away, and I think I would have had even more immediate improvement than I did. So glutathione is definitely something you want to consider. I think it's an excellent thing because when it's saying that it's used in autoimmune diseases, well, autoimmune diseases are caused by your lymph system having problems, your immune system having problems, and chronic inflammation of the immune system. So, and that's what we're in right now. That's the state of the long haul COVID patients or people, is that they are in a chronic inflamed state. Their immune system is chronically inflamed. So anyway, she wrote a book called Drug Muggers, which medications are robbing your body of essential nutrients and natural ways to restore them. I haven't purchased that book yet, but it is something I'm considering. Maybe if you guys want to, you can. That's up to you. But she gives some pretty good information just in this article. And then it goes down here, and she gives you some charts, and she shows how the glutathione helps and what it does. And so then she's talking about the different studies available to us today. And then it goes on to tell you about the transsulfuration and methylation as to why glutathione gets depleted. I know it gets into some more technical type terms, but you may want to read through that. It says that, I'll just read a little bit of it here for you. It says, in the human body, you have many complex metabolic pathways, and one of them is called the transsulfuration pathway, which makes cysteine. And cysteine is an amino acid which directly affects your glutathione levels. And it says you need vitamin B6 for the transsulfuration pathway to produce cysteine. So if we're low on vitamin B6, if you're taking medication that blocks vitamin B6, if you have some kind of a disease process or you have something wrong with you prior to COVID that might have been blocking your B6 levels, your vitamin B6 levels, then you might not be producing enough of the cysteine, which then in turn causes issues with the glutathione production. So it says that anything that depletes or blocks B6 utilization or intestinal absorption hinders the production of cysteine, which is required to make glutathione. So if you don't have that cysteine in your body or low levels, you're not making that glutathione like you should. If you wish to look at images of the methyl, if I'm saying this correctly, sorry if I'm butchering it, methionine homocysteine cycle, and I think that was just the chart I showed you above in the article. But like I said, you guys can look this article up. I'll put a link in the description box. But it'll show you all the nutrients required to go through those enzymatic pathways and create glutathione. This happens trillions of times a day. It's a spinning cycle of different gears, and each gear needs to be well oiled with nutrients or the spinning stops temporarily. That's bad for your health. It says you have another important process or gear that protects your DNA and helps you make biologically active methylfolate, which is not the same as folic acid. It's something different. This process is called the methylation pathway, and it requires natural folate. So that's why you need the natural folate in your diet. Anything that interferes with the methylation gear also interferes with glutathione production. So there's two pathways that could be affecting the glutathione production that she's talking about there. And then probiotic deficiency depletes glutathione, so that's why she's saying it's good to take probiotics. If your gut microflora, if you don't have good bacteria in your gut, you're not going to be producing vitamin B12, which is very important for your glutathione production as well. So she goes on to talk about that a little bit more. And then she lists different things that can block your glutathione production, which again, remember, it's naturally produced in the liver. So acid blockers or antacids like your Tums and things like that, they actually deplete your glutathione production in your body. Analgesics, so aspirins, let's see, she's mostly talking about acetaminophen and Tylenol number 3, which I think Tylenol number 3 has codeine in it, I believe. So she's talking about how those, and there's another one she's calling Fioricet, and I've never heard of that one. But these are over-the-counter analgesics, and she says that if you are taking these, that you need to be supplementing with some glutathione, because evidently they directly affect the glutathione production in your body. So it's definitely something to be aware of. And then there's also antibiotics that deplete your glutathione and disrupt your gut flora. Basically antibiotics wipes out all of the bacteria in your intestines. That's why doctors a lot of times will have you eat yogurt and take probiotic supplements to help kind of get that back, especially after you take antibiotics. Alcohol depletes your glutathione levels. She says drinking even a glass of wine each night will deplete glutathione, so it's a good idea to supplement if you like to drink alcohol. There's antiviral drugs that deplete glutathione. So HIV antiviral drugs reduces your B12, which again, that helps produce the cysteine, and the cysteine helps produce the glutathione. So if you've got anything, messing up that chain of glutathione production, it's going to be a problem. So she talks about that. She talks about the nicotine in smoking depletes glutathione. So if you're a smoker, that's a problem. And what that does is, she says there's a lot of oxidative damage to your lungs when you smoke and other tissues as well. So she said that smoking reduces vitamin C. And guess what? We know that we need vitamin C as well, because it says many smokers already know that C is depleted. However, they may not realize that glutathione production is also suppressed and supplementation is potentially useful. So she's definitely going over the fact that if you're a smoker, you definitely want to take vitamin C if you didn't know that, but also the glutathione supplement as well, because if you're a smoker, that's definitely going to be decreased. And let's see here. I've got another article that I want to just go over real quick here. And this is 10 natural ways to increase your glutathione levels. 10 natural ways to increase the glutathione levels. So anyway, this article goes over consuming sulfur-rich foods. And the one thing I wanted you to really notice about these foods that she's listing, these are all foods that are also listed as good foods to eat for your immune system and for your lymph system. So if you've already started on these foods, and I've talked about these before in other videos, then she explains a little bit more in depth on why you need these foods and what these foods do. So your sulfur-rich foods are those, they provide cysteine and methionine, I think is how you say that. I'm not sure. But they provide 2 amino acids in your food with the sulfur-rich foods. So what are those? Those are those cruciferous vegetables, like I talked, I think it was in the last video, the video before, where you have broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, watercress, and mustard greens. Those are some of your cruciferous vegetables, but they also they're very, very rich in sulfur. And so they actually, in a number of human and animal studies, it says that they found eating sulfur-rich vegetables may reduce oxidative stress by increasing glutathione levels. Allium vegetables, including garlic, shallots, and onions, also boost glutathione levels, likely due to their sulfur-containing compounds. So sulfur is very important in producing the glutathione, and definitely something you want to incorporate into your diet if you haven't already. Because like I said, I've talked about those in other videos, and it's something that I do in my treatment plan. I've increased all of those foods, and I've been eating those foods too. Vitamin C, she goes into the vitamin C a little bit more in depth in the other article, and talks about the foods to eat for that, which is strawberries, citrus fruits like your lemon, which that's in my treatment plan, papayas, kiwis, bell peppers. They're all examples of foods rich in vitamin C. Excuse me. This vitamin has many functions, including working as an antioxidant to protect cells from oxidative damage. It also maintains the body's supply of other antioxidants, including glutathione. So the vitamin C, again, and remember for my treatment plan, look at that because it's going to be in the description box. I have on there how I take vitamin C supplements, and I don't mess around with little amounts. I do 1,200 milligrams. Now you need to take whatever you feel you should take, but excuse me. And you can, like I say, I'm not a doctor. This is just my own personal treatment plan. So that's my disclaimer that's out there is, this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing what I'm doing with my, to get rid of my long hauler COVID, because, I found this treatment plan to work for me. So that I'm just putting it out there for you to see if you want to use it, and just to help other long haulers, because I think we need all the help we can get. So so there's vitamin C listed on there, and then she goes into the number 3 was add selenium rich foods to your diet, which selenium is, let's see if she's got any of the foods listed. I don't know. Oh, it's beef, chicken, fish, organ meats like liver, cottage cheese, brown rice, and Brazil nuts are very, very high in selenium, and you need that to increase the body's supply of glutathione. So there's some other foods you can eat. Eat foods naturally rich in glutathione, and they are avocados are rich in glutathione, spinach, and okra. So those are 3 more foods you can eat. You can supplement with whey protein if you tolerate whey proteins. They contain an amino acid called cysteine, and again, there's that cysteine amino acid again for your glutathione. You can also consider the milk thistle, and I talked about that in my last video because second to last one, that the milk thistle is another supplement you can take to detox your liver, but also it contains silymarin, and the silymarin is in high concentrations in the milk thistle. And it is well known for its antioxidant properties. And milk thistle is something that I do take and is on my treatment plan that's in the description box below. So, and it definitely works. I feel it working on the liver. So something to try. Also, the turmeric extract is one that I'm also taking. That's part of my treatment plan. Because the curcumin has great effects and turmeric has great effects. And I believe it's blood cleansing as well as lymph system cleansing, which is what we need as long haulers. We need all of that stuff cleaned out. You also need to get enough sleep. You need to exercise regularly. And here it is, guys, for all of you long haulers who are athletes. It says, however, athletes who overtrain without maintaining adequate nutrition and rest may be at risk of decreased glutathione production. So you need exercise, but you also need to do it in moderation. So something to keep in mind, and it may be something to look into as an athlete who has long haulers. You may need to increase that glutathione level. And then you also need to avoid drinking too much alcohol, because we know that that definitely affects the liver and affects the glutathione production. The bottom line, glutathione is an important antioxidant that is primarily made by the body, but is also found in dietary sources. So you can get it both from your diet, but also, I think I am taking it because I feel I need the supplement until I get my liver completely cleansed, which is going to take 1 to 3 months, according to those other articles that we talked about. And I'm only in the second month of cleansing the liver. Once I get that cleansed, I'm going to see if I can maybe back off the glutathione. And if I'm eating correctly, I hopefully should be producing that on my own with my liver cleaned out. So, and like I said, I'm taking the glutathione and the milk thistle to clean and detox my liver. So once I get that accomplished, which should be towards the end of July, I will let you know how it goes when I kind of wean myself back from the glutathione supplement. It may be that I'll never be able to stop taking it. It may be that I will be able to. We'll see how it works out. But anyway, those are the 2 articles I had for you today. And I hope you like, share, and subscribe, because I really want to get this out to all of the long haul COVID people. And I have... like I said, put the treatment plan in the description box. So make sure you click on that. It'll take you right to it. And you can use it for yourself. You can, there's lots of other information in it, and a lot of articles and stuff that I put the links to at the end of the document. So have a good day, and I will see you in the next video, or talk to you in the next video. So bye for now.